Why are you in real estate? With 2020 right around the corner, it's time to reflect on your purpose and why you're doing this business. If you want financial freedom, time freedom, and want to leave a legacy for generations to come, you probably have heard real estate investing is the place to do that. How do you get started? What do you have to do? When's the right time? If you are looking for those answers, you've come to the right place. My name's Kyle Stanley, and this is Fearless Flipping. My mission is to help you learn this business and conquer real estate investing. Hey, welcome into the show. This is Fearless Flipping. I'm Kyle Stanley, and I'm excited to bring you my first solo podcast. That's right, no interviewee today, but there is a strong reason behind that today, and you're going to see why. So stick with me just for a couple minutes, and hopefully I will be able to grab your attention so that you will listen and really challenge yourself today to ask some questions that maybe you haven't asked yourself in a while. So before we get to that, got to give a shout out, as we promise, every single episode. As long as you are commenting, dropping some bits of either knowledge or how, some of our guests or myself are helping you to take your business to the next level or to get started into real estate, we are going to give you a shout out on the show. So this shout out comes from a video that we have posted and it is starting to get a lot of traction. It's called Is Cardone Capital Legit? If you have not watched it, go to our YouTube channel for Fearless Flipping and just look for the Is Cardone Capital Legit video. And right down there, Mark Ferguson, who is Invest for More on YouTube. You got to go check out his channel too. He's giving a ton of value. He said, great video, and I agree. Simple words, but very impactful because this guy, Mark, is huge in real estate investing. And so if he believes that that video is worth the knowledge that I shared and experience, it wasn't just talking about it from a standpoint of reviewing something that I haven't done. I have used Cardone Capital and I'm giving a very honest review on it. So I encourage you to check out Mark's channel, Invest for More, and check out that video, Is Cardone Capital Legit, on YouTube. Now, we are talking today, and I'm just going to kind of jump right into this. And the question really is, why are you in real estate? And guys, the reason I'm really asking this question is because, and give me a little bit here of a break because I'm a little bit under the weather. So if my energy sounds low or if my voice sounds a little weird, that's probably why. But today, what I'm reflecting on is this last year. I started in real estate January 6th of 2019, and it is now early December of 2019, which means I'm just about a month off of being in my first year. And I'm starting to reflect on, I love self-reflection, first of all. So I think that it's very important for us to take some time to sit down and think. So many of us do, and we get in this mode of just doing, and we forget why we're doing it. We forget that we have to sit down and sharpen our iron. There's a story that I heard one time that it was a contest between two woodworkers, and one of them basically, they had to chop down as many trees in an hour as possible. They both were given dull axes, and the one who was given the dull axe that was just like, I got to make the most of my time, went and started chopping down trees right away. So goal-oriented, so driven. The other one said, well, am I going to be able to chop down more with a dull axe or with a sharp axe? So he took about 20 minutes to sharpen the axe, and then for the next 40 minutes proceeded to chop down more trees than the guy with the dull axe. So are you taking the time to sit down and sharpen your axe so that you can actually catapult yourself further in life, further in your goals than where you are now? Because I don't know about you, but if I just am goal without a reason, without a why, without questioning why I'm doing something, I start to get burnt out. I start to think, what in the world am I doing this for anyway? And if I don't do that often, more than once a year, I do that more than once a year, but really, especially now that I'm at the end of this year, I start to get burnt out. My mind starts to wander. I start looking at other things. Many of you have heard on my podcast that I'm very much the shiny object syndrome guy. That's because I lose my reason. I lose my why. It's not because I'm thinking, oh, well, that thing looks cooler. It's just sometimes I forget why I'm doing something. So with this time of reflection, a lot of it happened because of, if you've been following on our Instagram, I've been posting more about it on my Facebook page. So for those of you that aren't personal friends with me on Facebook, you can just look me up, Kyle Stanley Fresno, and I should be able to pop up. I think my profile picture is me, not hang lining. What's the word I'm looking for? Zip lining. And then on Instagram, Fearless Flipping 316. But there was this situation recently with some dogs, and it really took me a minute to figure out why this was happening and why I was going for this. But when I figured it out, a light bulb went off. And so I want to share that in hopes that not that you're listening to this story and saying, "Oh, good for Kyle," or "Oh, that's great." And I don't start this channel and I don't do this podcast for you to give me a round of applause. I'm not looking for that. I'm looking to help you. So whether you are a seasoned veteran in real estate investing or brand new to real estate investing, I want you to think as you're listening to these stories, is that me? Is that why I want to do real estate? Am I doing real estate for those reasons? Why am I doing real estate? For what reasons? Going back to the very first time I ever was casted the vision of real estate, which was really just a year and a half ago, which, I mean, crazy to think that now, a year and a half later, not being in this business for more than a year yet, I've already surpassed my best year in anything else I've ever done financially. And as long as this month closes the way that it's supposed to before Christmas, hopefully put some Christmas presents under the tree, it'll double my best year in anything else I've ever done. Like, guys, that's the power of real estate. That's the power of getting into this right away and the financial opportunity. But at the end of the day, it's more than finances in anything you're doing, right? So when I first sat down at a Fortune Builders event in Fresno, California on January, what is that? It was like January 2nd or something like that. And they casted this vision of teaching real estate to people so that they can change communities, change lives, help people get out of situations that they're stuck in. It helped me to see real estate in a whole new way. Before, it was numbers and income and wealth and goals and goals and goals. And then suddenly it was, hey, you can take a person who is past due on their mortgage, can't pay this mortgage, has no idea what to do with the house because they owe more on it than it's worth. And you can help them get out of that situation, make the house better, and then put a first-time homeowner in not a new house, but a newly renovated house, which is going to cost less than a brand new house. And not only that, but it can start to have this effect of dominoes where the neighborhood starts to see it and says, hey, my house isn't that nice. I need to update it. And then that person, and then that person. And so I saw this opportunity to not only make great money. People start throwing out numbers like $20,000, $40,000, $100,000 on one flip. I've met a guy who's made $276,000 on one flip, Ryan Carmody. He was on our show a bit ago. But it's beyond the numbers, beyond the financial freedom, and into making a difference in your community, making a difference in someone's life. And so that's what really got me. That's what got me to see not only, okay, I can do this. I know whatever I can put my mind to, I can do. But I was like, if I'm a part of that, that will keep me in this longer. I've been through a lot of different things in my career. I was a sports anchor. I was in network marketing. I own my own business in sports videography and recruiting for high school to college. And all of those things attracted me because I got to do something I love and use my creativity, be my own boss in some sense or another in all of those. But at the end of the day, my purpose in all of those was either A, lost, or B, wasn't strong enough, and that's why I ended up leaving. And that doesn't mean that thing wasn't right for me. It just means that I found with real estate that this was something I could make a huge impact on people's lives. And hence why I started the YouTube channel and the podcast is when I started to see these things come to fruition, everyone needed to know about it. I needed everyone to know about it because, Fearless Flipping is the name of our show. And the word fearless comes from the fact that I think people don't realize what they're missing out on because they're held back by so much fear. What if I lose money? What if I lose someone else's money? What if the market crashes? What if my numbers are off? And versus seeing the vision, and we've been told, David Osborne was on the show. He said you should call it courageous flipping, which doesn't have as much of a ring to it, but it's true because it's the courage to go out there and see what could happen, what is possible, rather than being fearful of what may happen and may be possible from a negative side. So before I go off into a tangent there, I need to bring it back to a couple stories. So there's 2 stories this year that have made this entire new career, this entire new journey completely worth it. And I'm going to start with the most recent one, which, once again, if you haven't followed this story, please go to my Facebook page or go to Fearless Flipping 316 on Instagram. We're going to eventually have a video that shows the progress of everything that's happened from start to finish with these dogs. But I believe everything happens for a reason. And I want to say it was August, I was in desperate need of a deal. I'm going on Craigslist. I'm, starting to knock on doors. I've done my first flip, and I've now bird a property as well, but I needed more. My goal for the year was 5 real estate deals, and here we are in August, and I'm only at 2, and I need to get this thing going. So I come across this property on Craigslist. It's a winner. I get on the phone right away with the seller, and he says, we're not sure if we want to wholesale it or keep it ourselves, if the price is right, yada, yada. I'm negotiating with him for about 48 hours. We finally come to an agreement. I share this with the world. Oh my gosh, I'm so excited. And, inexperienced, dumb me, I don't have the signature yet. And the next morning he says, hey, I talked to my partner, which, by the way, didn't even know this guy had a partner, never explained that to me. And he says, we decided that we're just going to keep it ourselves and rehab it ourselves. So I'm embarrassed. I'm throwing out there to social media that I got this new deal, and I don't have this new deal. And guys, this will come back around. I promise, stick with me here. So I'm sulking, and 2 hours later, this email comes through from a wholesaler, Matt Garabedian, here in Fresno. And it says, deal in Southwest Fresno, yada, 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 $95,000. I look up in the area. I see the ARV is about 150 to 155. And I'm thinking, hey, this might work. So I give him a call. Has anyone spoken for it? No one's spoken for it. We both drive out there. It needs more work than originally thought. And so, again, guys, I'm desperate for a deal. And this is what happens. And I want you to use this as a learning experience. This all turned out very well. At least it's in the process of turning out very well. But what happened was I was so desperate for a deal that I was forcing the numbers to work. Rather than letting the numbers work for me, I was trying to make the numbers work. And so I started thinking, okay, usually this rehab would be about $35,000, but no, I can make it 25. I can do this. And I start convincing myself of this. And I get the deal. Matt helps me to work with a price with him. I get it for $85,000, and get a contractor out there. And what's the first thing that happens? They say it's about $35,000 for the rehab, and suddenly what I thought was gonna be a $20,000 to $25,000 profit looks like about $10,000 to $15,000. Needs a lot of work. If one thing goes wrong here, I'm SOL. And so I'm losing sleep over this thing. This is my first deal that I'm not confident about. It's deal number 3. I'm losing sleep over it. And so I start to think about, well, I keep hearing about this wholetailing thing. And I talked to a few people. They're like, oh, yeah, no problem. Like, if you got that for $85, you can put that on the market for $95 or $99. After realtor fees, you're getting a quick $5,000 or $10,000. Great. Awesome. I don't have to worry about the rehab. The rehab after that might have been like a $10,000 or $15,000 profit. And so why not just get the quick one with wholetailing? We throw it on the market. Nothing. Crickets. After those crickets, then it was lowball offers. And I'm like, well, I guess I'm stuck with this thing, so I just got to do it. So luckily, I was able to get another contractor to do it for a slightly cheaper job. With that came some other issues, some babysitting and everything like that. But the numbers started to look like they could work. But here's where this really, like I told you in the beginning, I think everything happens for a reason. I don't think that a deal working for me was the reason for this. I think it goes back to my purpose, my reason for getting into real estate. Yes, the money was great. Yes, I was excited about that, but it was the fact of helping people and helping a community. And so this house is in a very bad neighborhood. 2 empty lots, one on each side. On the right-hand side, it's filled with just junk. I mean, everything you can think of, from dolls with eyes popping out to grocery carts and dirty blankets and ripped up boxes and all this stuff. On the left-hand side is another empty lot. And in the beginning, there was nothing in this lot. But then, about a week into it, I drive up to the property. Hey, there's a dog there, and it's on a chain. Why is a dog on a chain at this property? I talked to my contractors. Have you seen it? And they're like, no, this is the first time we've seen it. Okay, so try to approach it. It's very hesitant. Doesn't growl or anything. It just kind of, cowers away. And so come back a couple times the next week or so. There's the dog again. My contractors say, yeah, we've been feeding it. We don't see anyone around here. We don't know who the owner is. We've been giving it water. Great. Keep doing that. Take care of the dog. We'll figure this thing out. Finally, the owner comes around of the dog and the lot. And he's trying to get me to split costs with him on putting up a fence. Barely speaks any English. I'm trying to work with him. He's trying to get more money. I'm not feeling good about this. I say, we're not going to do the fence thing, but I would like to find a home for these dogs. It seems like you're just kind of leaving them out here. He says, yeah, you can take them. Okay, great. For $200. Really? You're going to try to sell me the dog that you are abusing, chaining up, which, by the way, is a illegal thing here in California. I don't know about the rest of the nation, but that is illegal in California. It's being given fly-infested taco meat and muddy water. And I got to buy this dog? I said, no, I'm not going to buy the dog. So in my mind, what I'm thinking is we're going to finish this flip. I'm not going to rock the boat. But at the end of the flip, I'm going to go steal this dog. Well, in the process, another dog starts to come around. This one is not chained. It's a pit bull. And, I have a pit bull myself, but one of those things that I don't want to get too close to this thing. I don't want to chance it. So I kind of keep my distance from it for a little bit. And then suddenly a week later, now this thing's chained up. By the way, we're about 2.5 months into this whole thing. So the American Bulldog, the first dog, has been chained up for 2 to 2.5 months. And now suddenly this pit bull, which wasn't chained up before, was there on its own accord, is now being chained up on the other side. Hey, Fearless Flipping community, we are taking a quick break from the podcast to talk about Airbnb. For those of you that don't know, I have built much of my residual income around Airbnb, despite a lot of other investors being really excited about long-term renters. I was not. I saw an opportunity with Airbnb to get to my goals faster, to get more cash flow, and to pay off my houses quicker too. So instead of being really happy like a lot of other investors are with $200 to $300 of cash flow every single month, I've turned my renters and rentals into over $1,000 on average of cash flow every single month. So if you want to learn more about Airbnb, my systems, where I pick my Airbnbs, how I communicate with guests. Maybe you've already got Airbnb as a business on the side right now, but you want to take it to the next level. I am absolutely here to help you. You can book a free consultation with me about Airbnb. Learn more by booking at fearlessflipping.com/consultation, and you get me for 30 minutes for free. That's right, 30 minutes absolutely free. And that's, once again, fearlessflipping.com/consultation, and I'm looking forward to helping you conquer Airbnb investing. I'm confused at this whole thing. Why is this dog suddenly chained up? I didn't even think it was owned by this guy. And so now he sees me again and he says, hey, do you still want the dogs? I said, I want to find the dogs a home. I don't want them myself. He said, yeah, go ahead, find them a home. Hallelujah, I don't have to steal any dogs. I still think this guy's a piece of you-know-what, but I don't have to steal the dogs and I can now find them a home. I'm thinking, easy enough. Throw it on Facebook, take a video. If you see on my Facebook page, there's a video of them both chained up that I put out there, and I'm thinking, okay, someone's going to either say, I want the dogs, or someone's going to say, oh, just take them to the shelter. They're great, yada, yada. It's a no-kill shelter. Oh, my gosh. Hundreds of comments, messages, tags of people. No progress. I'm spending hours responding to messages, calling people who have been leads to help these dogs out. Nothing. And I'm thinking, at first I'm mad. I'm like, we have a serious situation here where these dogs are being treated, mistreated, abused, and being held against their own will. This is illegal, and no one's doing anything about it. Then one person keeps getting tagged enough on this, and her name is Becky. And Becky is a part of the Fresno Bully Rescue here in town. And she finally calls me and she says, I've been tagged so many times on this. I can't turn away from it anymore. I need to see what these dogs are all about. I'll see if I can help out. Well, in the process, the pit bull runs away, gets off the chain, runs away, and now we've only got the American Bulldog. Well, the American Bulldog, to me, is the one that has been the most iffy. By the way, the pit bull completely stole my heart. After I fed it a couple times, it started to jump on me. It hugged me. You can see some of the photos on Facebook and Instagram. But it literally just, all it wanted was human affection. It just wanted to hug you for like 30, 60, 90 seconds. Like, it just stood there hugging you for the longest time. The American Bulldog at this point now is letting me, pet it, rub its belly, but I can tell it hates other dogs. And so we take this American Bulldog to the shelter where she's going to do an evaluation on it. And in the process, I'm losing sleep now that this bull or the pit bull ran away. So I start driving around, and what do you know? After an hour, I come back to the lot, and there he is waiting for me. He comes right up to me, gets on the leash, jumps in my car, and we've saved it. So I'm like the happiest person alive. Well, when we go do the assessment with Becky, the pit bull passes with flying colors, and the American Bulldog, as soon as it saw another dog, went for the kill. Like, it was, I say this, guys, and, a lot of people are like, oh, you don't want to save the dog enough, or, oh, every dog can be worked with. Guys, this was a scary sight. This thing went for the kill. The other dog, which was a very calm dog, was now enticed to go for the kill too, because it was just going into survival mode. And it took them about a minute to get these dogs apart from each other. So it was pretty scary. At that point, Becky and the rest of the team, I was behind them on this decision before I tell you this, because again, it was that scary of a scene. They said this dog is a threat to other dogs, very obviously, which makes it a threat to humans, which means that if a dog if she's having an attack with another dog and a human tries to get in there and, move them away, the dog could turn on the human, not knowing she's turning on the human, and suddenly we've got, a civil case on our hands. And so she said, plus the fact that we have, for every 20 stray dogs, there's one kennel here in town. So hence why it was so difficult to find these dogs at home here in town. She said we could save probably 100 dogs in a couple months rather than trying to train this dog to become normal. And, it's a numbers game. So they said our recommendation is that you put it to peace, which I think we all know what that means. And I'm sorry, I've been in it for 3 months now, and I said I agree, but I don't want that to be plan A. And they said neither do we, but we don't know anyone that would be willing to take this dog. So I'm calling. I call places in San Francisco, San Diego, the rest of California. I'm posting. I'm having people share tons and tons and tons of shares, and suddenly it just dawned on me, like, the person that I would trust the most is the one that I haven't called yet. He lives in Arizona. That's where I used to live. I called him. He had trained my dog for a little bit. And he said, it's too bad you don't live in Arizona still, because I think that we could really help this dog. I said, well, guess what? You're my only hope at this point, and we're doing this thing. So put her in a crate and drove her to Arizona, 10-hour drive. We stopped once, mainly because she wasn't making any noises, and also because I didn't want to get stuck with a dog trying to get back in the kennel and not get it back into the kennel, and then it turns on me. So, I got tons of people saying, hey, here's where this all comes around to. First of all, she's doing great. They're on day 3 of training. They have taken her into PetSmarts. They have taken her to McDonald's. They've taken her to the mall. She's doing great around other people. She's getting socialized. She's starting to get used to the fact that people like to pet her. And she's also, now needing to get more social with dogs. So we'll see what happens there. The other dog has now been named Camo. So the pit bull is named Camo. The bulldog is named Miss Coca. Miss Coca is doing better. The pit bull already has an adoption home that's ready to take her in after this weekend. No shock there. He's amazing. I said she, it's a he. But going back to this, everyone said, wow, you have such a huge heart. And wow, what a sacrifice you're making. And again, guys, this is meant to be something that I'm sharing, not for you to give me a round of applause, but for you to sit back and think again, why are you in real estate? And when I first got into real estate, I said, I want to help people. I want to make a difference. And so when this situation came up and I saw that opportunity, it wasn't a conscious thing. It was definitely a subconscious thing where I just said, this is something I have to do. This is a promise that I made to myself when I got into this business. And in the process, it's made me realize that, hey, again, self-reflection thing here. I've been told by so many people growing up, you're going to make such a big name for yourself. You're going to be so successful. A friend of mine in college, I still remember to this day, we were having a couple beers and he said, doesn't matter what you do, you're going to be a millionaire. So all these people telling me what I'm going to be and how successful I'm going to be. And guess what that did? That made me believe that that's my identity. That made me believe that I'm supposed to be that. And if I'm not, other people will be let down. And for that reason, now I'm chasing all these goals for who? Not for me, for other people who have given me this identity. I hope you're following this. So I found myself just being like, for the first time in a very long time, very content as I'm driving this dog to Arizona. And I mean, the 10 hours went by like that. There was no part of me that felt like, oh, I got to do this. This is, because everyone's seen it on Facebook and now I got this responsibility. No, like it literally was just something that I just felt like I had to do. Excuse me, I had to take a sip of water. But in doing this, it made me realize that being a millionaire, what am I going to do with that time? What am I going to do with the 50 properties that I flipped that year or the 100 properties that I have as rentals? What am I going to do with that time? I'm going to be, if I don't have the right systems in place, I'm going to be married to a job. I'm not going to be a business owner. I'm going to be married to a job. But what would I do with that extra money too? Let's say I did have all the right systems in place. Let's say I did have all the things in place that I need. What am I going to do with all that extra money? And all I thought about was things like this, things that fulfill me, things that give back. Because at the end of the day, this doesn't feel like a responsibility or an obligation. This feels like something I want to do. And it fulfilled me. And so then I started to realize, well, do I need $1 million a year to do that? No. Would it be nice to have $1 million? Sure. But at the end of the day, am I going to make more of an impact and be fulfilled to continue to make an impact if I'm working 60 hours a week and making $1 million and just donating, or have a very awesome nest egg where I'm making a healthy 6-figure income that allows me to provide for the people around me, to give back with either my time or income. And because I'm not married to something, married to a job, I get more time to do things like this. And that's when I realized, man, this is why I got into real estate. I'm going to have my best year ever. I already have my best year ever. I've put in less time than anything else that I've ever done. I've made amazing relationships. I've got away from feeling like I'm getting something from everyone. It was always when I was doing other things, I'm trying to get something from you. Now I feel like truly I'm giving back and it's coming back to me. And, I was going to get into this other story, but I think I've been talking for way too long here. The other story was one of my other flips. A guy, his wife had just died. He didn't want to take care of the house anymore. He just needed to be able to have enough money to live the rest of his life. He thinks he's got about 10 or 20 years left, and move back to Visalia near his family, his grandkids, and all that stuff. And we helped him to be able to get the number that he wanted. He moved out and was able to start living a life with no responsibility of upkeeping a home. He's in an apartment now. And he's just a very happy camper, and we were able to help him get out of that situation. So that's the summary of the other story. Those two stories have made this year completely worth it. You see me continue to post about successes I've had and these Airbnb stories of success. I mean, I didn't think that Airbnb would turn into what it is now. It's been amazing. But that, at the end of the day, that's what's giving me the opportunity to give up an entire week. Guys, that dog thing took an entire week of my time and still had money coming in, still had deals that were in the process of closing. And I've done this because I have an amazing team. I have an amazing manager. Danny manages my Airbnbs. She's literally been a lifesaver. I have amazing contractors. I have amazing subcontractors. I have an amazing mentor in John, and a lot of other people who are mentoring me. If they see my phone call coming in, it's always responded with, how can I help? And now I get that opportunity to start doing that with you, my audience, with people that are looking to get into real estate, with people that need to get out of situations. How can I help you? And that's, at the end of the day, what's going to keep me going in this business. So why are you in real estate? Is it because of the money? Is it because of what the money will do? So that's the better question. If it's because of the money, you're either going to quit or you're going to get wildly successful and feel completely unfulfilled. If it's because of what the money will do for you, what is that money going to do for you? What is that thing that is going to make you say, I need another deal because of X, Y, and Z? Not I need another deal because I got to be the best, or I need another deal because, I set that goal for me. I got to have 8 deals this year. Why? Why do you have to have 8 deals this year? What is that money going to do? If it's just going to sit in your bank account or get you another rental and take you from, a net worth of $1 million to $1.1 million, what is that reason? So for me, it's a time of self-reflection. And I know probably some of you are like, man, you should have probably posted this right around New Year's, because New Year's is all about New Year's resolutions and all yada, yada. Well, we're a month away. I think a lot of you probably are going to be spending time with family close to Christmas and New Year's. So it felt like the right time for me to post something like this. So my challenge to you is to figure out that question. And I'm going to be cheesy about this, but put it on a dream board. Put it on there. If you're not being reminded of why you're doing this in some fashion, some way, maybe that's a dream board, maybe it's a little note on your computer or where you are, most of your attention goes to. Maybe it's on the background of your phone. Gosh, yeah, the background of your phone. I mean, that's a no-brainer. If you can see right there every time you open it, I don't know about you, but my phone always tells me I'm on my screen for like 5 hours a day, which is crazy. If you're being reminded of that 5 hours a day of why you're doing something, do you think you'll get burnt out? That's for you to answer. So I hope that this solo podcast for the very first time was worth your time and helps you to start thinking about why you are doing real estate. Take the time to reflect. Take the time to ask yourself these questions that you haven't asked yourself in a while. And if you felt like today was great value for you, then I really want to encourage you to go to fearlessflipping.com. I've got an offer for you. It's fearlessflipping.com. Right there on our homepage, it's our free ultimate guide to starting a real estate investing business. So some of you might be listening here, and that's really who I'm talking to, is the newbies that have thought, I want to know why I should get into real estate, or I know why I want to get into real estate, but I just don't know what's next. This guide is going to help you to determine those things. It's got actionable steps. It's got a little bit of homework for you, and it's going to help you understand the exit strategies that you can get into and allow you to understand staying in your lane, the importance of staying in your lane, but not putting on your blinders to other things. So go to fearlessflipping.com, fill out that form on the homepage, which is just called, I believe it's something like Achieving Financial Freedom Through Real Estate. Fill out this form. Fill that out. You are going to get emailed immediately a free guide to real estate investing, and you're going to get put on our mailing list, which is going to help you to stay in tune with all the video, all the content that we're putting out, and is going to help you, like I always say, to conquer real estate investing. If you want the show notes for this show, you're going to go to fearlessflipping.com/dog rescue, since we talked about the dogs most of the time. Again, www.fearlessflipping.com/dog rescue. The last thing that I will ask is that you take time to take a look at helping us to continue to fund what this dog, Miss Coca, is going through training, through boarding, through getting spayed. It's about, originally we thought it was going to be about $5,000. Now it's around $2,000 to $2,500. We're about $700 short of our goal right now. We're going to put the GoFundMe link in the show notes. And if you're not a GoFundMe guy, You can also Venmo me. My name on Venmo is Kyle-Stanley-2. And we are completely updating everyone on everything. All the donors are getting thank yous and update videos and update pictures of what's going on. So really appreciate you if you do get the chance to either donate or to share that with someone. That would mean more than you honestly can know. And I hope everyone listened this far in the video. I should have mentioned this a little bit earlier. But do us a favor, please go to the show notes and just take a look at that. Again, fearlessflipping.com/dog rescue. I hope today was a great opportunity for you to reflect, to remind yourself of why you are thinking about or in real estate investing, and that this helps you to conquer real estate investing moving forward. Have a great one.